Hey guys, welcome to another episode of ARWP, the All Real Wrestling Podcast. I am your host, Eric Novak, and today we have a special guest. He is a good friend of mine, and this is a perfect example of independent wrestling at its best. He is Cripton Twynz.
Hey there, how you doing, Eric?
I'm great, man. I'm good. Are you ready for this?
Oh yeah, totally ready for this.
All right. Then let's start. Let's start with the first and basic question. Where was your first match and how did it come to be?
My first match was in Puerto Rico because I started there. I know exactly the date. It was June 18th, 2016. And I was wrestling one of my trainers at that time. It was just like a sporadic exhibition match. It was nothing big. It was just for a very small crowd, just to have some type of fun and just to see how I work out in the ring. And it went pretty awesome for sure.
Awesome.
I have a video of it, and hopefully I'm waiting to post it on June 18th on my YouTube channel, just to round up like the 4-year that I started wrestling in the ring.
All right. Great. So we do have a lot of questions. So let's get with the second one, and that's how did you become a wrestler? Why did that come to be? Was it something you've always wanted to do? You know, what was the plan there?
I started watching wrestling at the age of 8. My first match was WrestleMania 21, the Money in the Bank match. When they started that match, I totally fell in love with it. And that itself, I was like, oh my God, I want to do that. That's what I want to do. And I started very focusing on learning English perfectly because, well, Puerto Rico, we speak Spanish, and we don't normally have a fluent English. So I knew that if I wanted to be a wrestler, I wanted to be in WWE, of course. And I knew that I have to cut promos very well and perfect my English so that way people could take me seriously. And I started from there, starting watching WWE. Then I turned and watched TNA. And it was just like a progress. I never thought that I was started in Puerto Rico. I always thought that I needed to come here into the USA just to learn and train here. But starting in Puerto Rico helped me to like establish a base of what wrestling is. And then coming here, I was ready to almost take over.
That's great. That's great that you managed to do that all so fast and at a young age. So tell me a few inspirations that built who you are, your character, you know, why you fell in love with wrestling. Give me a few guys that you think really made it a big impact.
For me, of course, the guys that make such a huge impact for me was Rey Mysterio. I saw him when he was at WrestleMania 22, that he won the World Heavyweight Championship in that triple threat. For me, it was like the biggest thing ever. I thought when he went to the Royal Rumble that year and he won it, I always felt like in every single Royal Rumble he was going to win because the way that he did it on that Royal Rumble, I was like, oh my God, there's no way no one can eliminate him then. But then I kind of understood what the Royal Rumble was. And he was one of my biggest inspiration. Also, this is not a guy, but it's a women's wrestler in general. I always found so amazing how Mickie James made a career for herself, literally having like 5 minutes in a show that it's 2 hours long. And people knew who she was by simply delivering her character very well, her promos, her rivalry with Trish Stratus. In just a short amount of time, I found that very, very amazing to do.
All right. Is there any more, or you want to go with your Mysterio and Mickie James?
I got Jeff Hardy as well.
All right. That's one. It's a really common one that we get.
Yeah, for sure. Because he was always considered like an underdog and never considered like he could be like a WWE champion. And he making that happen, and the way that he made it happen was truly inspiring for me. as well as with current wrestlers like Jake Atlas, that he is doing the cruiserweight tournament right now in NXT.
Yeah.
He's someone that I look up to so much. Let me see who else.
Weird. Why am I? Sorry about that. No.
Don't worry about it. Oh my God, I love Edge, Randy Orton, Shawn Michaels, like one of the greatest for sure. Yeah, I like a lot of them, but mostly my top three will always have to be Rey Mysterio, Mickey James, and Jeff Hardy.
All right. I like that. You made it nice, simple, and you gave us, Mickey James. We've never got that answer. So that's really interesting. And Rey Mysterio, we got a couple, but not a common. Jeff Hardy was a common. So because you are a luchador, I fell in love with wrestling because of luchadors. They're the things that kids, at a young age, they were like, oh, he's wearing a mask. He's a superhero. He's a good guy. So what gear was your favorite Rey Mysterio gear, if you had to say?
What?
What would be your favorite Rey Mysterio gear?
Oh, favorite Rey Mysterio gear. I like the Joker one when he did that, even though it's ironic, being a villain. But when he did the Joker one, I loved. Which one else? I know that he wore one that was completely black.
Yeah.
It was so awesome, so edgy. I really like that one. I like a lot of from Rey Mysterio because he goes more towards superheroes and villains and the DC and all that. And I think he did one time the Flash.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
So all of those type of gear that he does, giving tribute to the superheroes and the villains of DC, I always love all of those.
All right. Tell me the largest crowd you've ever worked and the smallest crowd you've ever worked.
The largest crowd. I feel like the largest crowd was, last year at it was here in Lancaster, Ohio.
Okay.
With the PWA, the Premier Wrestling Alliance. They did a red, white, and bruised show. There's literally that's their biggest show the entire year. And I thought they told us that they were like a 400, I think. I'm not 100% sure. It was around the 100 marks. So it was such an amazing thing to do. I was so scared because in my match I had to do like a move from the top row, and I was gonna receive a spear in the middle of the air. I was like, oh God, I don't know how to do that.
Brings me back to WrestleMania. Oof.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, here we go. Let's just do it.
How was it?
It was very devastating, but it was really awesome at the same time.
I think I saw photos of that. Is that one where you wore the red, white, and blue mask?
Yeah.
All right.
I think that one was the one that I did.
All right.
And the smallest crowd, it's got to be in Puerto Rico. I think there were like 10. I'm not sure, but it was like a small crowd because when were going in Puerto Rico, we go to different neighborhoods and we do shows like on a basketball court. We just set the ring there and like just see how many people will show up. And it was more like a training process for us to get away with all the fear and all the ring rust and just to get our characters developed.
All right. I like that. I've seen you wrestle in a lot of tag matches. I know you are, I know you're in the tag team. But when it comes to, contract signings and it comes to going places, do you see yourself as a tag team partner or do you see yourself as a singles competitor?
Well, I've been already like in 3 tag teams.
That's the point.
And yeah, because with one of my tag teams was one of my my twin brother. His name is Obi. He's in Puerto Rico. He's the current CWA Vibrant Action champion. I just did like the translation because it's in Spanish. And then we were tag team there in Puerto Rico. Then I moved here to the U.S. I created a tag team with my tag team partner, Jeremy Rodriguez.
Mm-hmm.
We were the Boricua Boys, and we won the PWA tag team titles. And then now, currently, I'm in tag team with Randy Forrest, and we are currently the PWA tag team champions as well.
Congrats.
So I have always been like in a tag team. I hopefully in the future want to try myself going alone and being a singles competitor, because I feel it's going to be more challenging for me. I've always like relied on a tag team partner. I haven't got the chance to simply just rely on myself. So that would totally be interesting.
All right. So you do see a future for yourself as a singles competitor. You do see
Exactly, yeah.
All right, awesome. So you said it previously. It was a small thing where you're like your end goal is to go to WWE. What would be your start goal? Let's say give you a contract. You don't have AEW, you don't have WWE. You have everything but that. Where would you like to go and why?
Nice question. I would like to go to Impact for sure.
All right.
Because I always thought that when I was a kid, I always thought WWE was the only wrestling show. Like there wasn't anything else. So then I think it was because when Mickie James ended her contract in 2010, and then she moved to TNA. That's when I knew TNA existed. So I watched it. I was like, oh, WWE's not the only thing. And that's when I started watching TNA. I started watching Ring of Honor, New Japan Pro Wrestling. I started now to like gain more consciousness of different indie scenes. And so Impact will be one of those places. Let me see. What else?
Do you watch Impact like currently, like right now?
I've watched some footage on YouTube because I don't have their channel to see it. So I always try to keep up with what they're doing. I know that their current champion, world champion, is Tessa Blanchard, and they're doing like a tournament right now to determine the number one contender. And they got some interesting thing going on.
I was gonna ask, like, out of 3 people, who would you want to have a dream match with in Impact?
An Impact? Let's see. I would love to have a match with Moose, even though he's like super big.
Interesting.
I would like Rich Swann, especially because Rich Swann has it's so impressive. He's like super impressive. And I don't remember if he's still there, but is TJ Pete still there?
Yeah.
He is, right?
Yeah.
I would love to have a match with him for sure.
Awesome.
When I saw him in WWE, we did the Cruiserweight tournament. Man, he was so impressive. Like I have never seen him, and when I saw him in that tournament, I was like, "Oh my god, I would love to have a match with him for sure."
All right. I like that. I like all 3 of those answers. All right. So we know where you want to go. We know where the starting choice is for you. We know what your largest crowd was, your smallest crowd. We know what your future is looking like. Tell me now, if I gave you an opportunity between AEW and WWE, what would you take?
Ooh.
These are the hard questions.
Yeah, that's a hard question because they both have their virtue for sure.
But it's all about contracts.
Yeah, because I feel like because AEW has such a freedom of you showing what you really want, and then WWE has this such huge mainstream, and of course it was the first wrestling show that I ever watched. So if it wasn't for WWE, I wouldn't even want it to be a wrestler. This wouldn't have ever happened. So I will have to go with WWE. Seriously.
All right, and I like that. That's really brave thing to say.
And just because of things to that, I may not agree with so many decisions that they do in the show, but thanks to that, for them giving that product out there was the choice for me to become a wrestler for sure.
All right. So now that we're into the WWE territory, where would you like to go? 205, NXT, Raw, SmackDown. Where NXT UK? Where are we gonna see you? Where do you want to go?
NXT.
NXT. All right.
Yeah, for sure. That's like hands down NXT. I cannot. I wouldn't still be able to hang out with the main roster guys.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I will need so much training. I feel like if you go to NXT, there's so much you can learn down there, and then there are so many ways that you can. When you go to the main roster, you can use all those tools to help you go through the main roster.
Okay. I like this. This is a simple. You're painting a really good picture for yourself right now. I like this. Now let's get 3 guys. Who are 3 guys in NXT you'd like to face that you haven't?
Let's see. I would love to face Velveteen Dream.
All right.
For the simple fact that I saw him in the show Tough Enough. I saw all of that process. I even did an audition for that show. It was crazy. But watching him going from Tough Enough to what he has become right now, truly inspiring. For sure, Finn Balor.
Okay.
Me being small and being like a cruiserweight, watching him being small and have the success and have done so many things, and the size has not been like a crotch for him. It inspired me to not be self-conscious of myself because wrestling is almost every time like the big guys with the big muscles. Those are the ones like that have the it factor. And I feel that Finn Balor broke that mold.
Yeah.
So that's not the it factor anymore. And also Johnny Gargano for sure.
Yeah. One of the most talked about wrestlers is Will Ospreay, and he started off as one of the smallest guys, becoming, to a heavyweight level. So wrestling has completely changed from that aspect. Where they don't really look at guys like Braun Strowman or Brock Lesnar. I mean, people still like it, but it's not number one match anymore. Number one match is always cruiserweights. So
exactly.
So now let's talk about your mask. We're heading into the last few questions. What does it represent? What does it mean? And how did you design it? Because it's a very interesting mask. I have never got that.
Well, we wanted to do something that was different.
Mm-hmm.
We wanted to cover everything completely. Because when I was doing training, I normally had good facial expression. I could cut a promo good and everything, but my problem was always the body factor. I couldn't place my body in the right position, and I relied too much on my face and my mouth, and not on my body. So that way they cover everything up. So that way my body has to be like my main thing, because if I get hurt, no one can see it because my face is covered up completely.
Yeah. That's amazing.
That way it helped me in a way to develop myself more into making it more believable when I get the hits and when I get slam and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how it came about. Then this right here, in the top, we were looking for different designs that not many people have. So we combined. I think this part right here. It was my tag team partner Obi, because Obi has literally the same mask because we're twins. So he literally was the one that designed this part right here. Awesome. So, and that's how it came about, really.
It's a very unique mask, I'll tell you that. I really do enjoy it. It has something to it that you don't really see a lot of other wrestlers have. So it's amazing. Now, as we're winding down, tell me a few places where you're working at and places where people can find you in matches, like companies that you are currently associated with.
I'm currently with the most content you will see, and especially with what's happening, sadly, in this moment. with the Premier Wrestling Alliance. We're still doing shows, but it's with no audience.
Mm-hmm.
And we're trying to do those tapings. That way we can show the fans like how things have been going. And you can all find that in pwaohio.com. Currently, it's we're charging for people to see it just to find a way to pay for the rent of the place, because we really need that help. Thank God we're like surviving through this, and PWA is one of them. Another one, give me 1 second.
No problem. Take your time.
Yeah, because I know I got two more that I have been currently going at is Ascend Pro Wrestling. They do sometimes wrestling shows in Cincinnati, Ohio. I think I have gone there like 2 times this year already. They're really good at it. They have their own Facebook page. It's called Ascend Pro Wrestling. They have their YouTube page, and there's a lot of content from there. And then another place was, this is the last one. Let me see right here. These ones are located in Indiana. I think it's Connorsville. I don't know if I'm saying it right. Excuse me, because sometimes, still English is my second language.
I feel you, man. Same for me.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah, I speak Russian.
Oh, that's awesome. You should show me sometime.
No problemo.
Let me see right here. Here we go. So it's called Sunday Showdown Series.
All right.
That's yeah.
Everyone, remember that?
Yeah.
All right.
They always did it was a thing that they were starting to do because they have shows on Saturday. Now I remember, it's the world's finest wrestling. And they do shows Saturdays, and they do shows on Sunday. So they were starting to do a Sunday show, and they were doing it like at noon, just to break the habit of every single time being like at night, because normally old wrestling shows are at night. Their shows were like during the day, which was really awesome. And they were starting to doing that project and bringing some guys in to, see how it goes.
All right. I like that. We covered a lot, and I hope people that are listening will go watch everything that you're in.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I have so much social media places that it's so hard to keep up.
Yeah, so tell us where we can find you on all platforms.
Okay. I hope it's not going to take a lot of time.
It will not. I hope not.
So I have a YouTube channel. It's Cripton Twynz. Literally everything is Cripton Twynz. That's the easiest part.
Okay.
I got a YouTube channel. I have a Twitter. That's Cripton_Twynz.
I'm about to tweet at you.
Yeah, you got me on Twitter. That's true. And I also have Instagram. That's Cripton Twynz. You also have me there. And I have a Facebook page. I have my personal Facebook, and I have a Facebook page that is the Cruiser Brave Cripton Twynz fan page, something like that.
All right.
Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram. Yep, those are the 4.
Awesome. Great. So, do you want to leave the audience with an emotional quote? You want to say something?
I do really want to say something because I don't know if you heard about Hana Kimura and sadly what happened with her. I feel like this has to come to a shock. A 22-year-old girl to commit suicide because of the cyberbullying, and I hope people just be aware that sometimes words hurt. We may be wrestlers, we're here to entertain you, But at the same time, there's one thing to entertain you guys and just cross the line from being entertainment to something personal. And I feel people did that with her. They messed her up mentally. And sadly, now we lost a young girl that really was an awesome wrestler, that she had a family. She has her mother that's also a wrestler. So it's such a sad thing to happen, especially in this time that we're living in, that we're social distancing and we are in much need of love, of happiness, of appreciation because of these tough times. And then hearing this and seeing this happening, it really breaks someone's heart.
No, yeah,
I just want to make sure. I want to make sure that the fans be aware of, sometimes words hurt, even if you say it on a computer. And you may consider us that, we need to be used to it, but we're still human beings.
No, yeah, it was very shocking news. Stardom lost an angel, and cyberbullying doesn't just any kind of bullying needs to stop. I've interviewed many wrestlers, and a lot of it goes to, I went to shows and they called this and they said that, and it's like, if you even make a comment like that, just kick him out. Like, don't even look back. Don't even, if you watch Cruiserweight Classic, if you've seen my last interview, we talk about it.
With TJP?
Yeah, and there was,
I saw it.
terrible. But it gets to think about that this is actually how it is. That people are so mean to do something. But yeah, I agree. This does need to stop. That's an amazing quote. I don't want to leave it off on a sad note.
A sad note.
Tell me where we can get your merch. Are we gonna have any merch coming out soon?
I'm waiting for all this to just go away because I don't want to throw my merch specifically in this time of day, because I know that it's been really hard economically for so many people.
Yeah.
That I'm like saving everything just to like hold it up. So I'm gonna have masks. I'm gonna have shirts. I even gonna have like little pins back, because I started doing pins when I was in Puerto Rico.
Huge pin.
And yeah, there was like some pins that people really liked. I was surprised. At first I was like, oh, okay. I got stickers. I got like a bunch of things.
All right.
But I have them all like on hold just after all this happens, so people can focus more on what they specifically need.
Mm-hmm.
So as soon as I have them and everything is perfectly well, I'm totally gonna send it to you.
Awesome. Because I want to be the first person. Also, when you get an action figure, I want to be the first person.
Oh, for sure. I'm gonna give it to you like as an exclusive to like, this is Cripton's finally having merch.
All right, that's awesome. All right, thank you so much for coming on. Thank you.
Thank you for having me, for sure.
Thank you everyone for listening. Please subscribe, like, and comment. Same to Cripton Twynz' channel, please. And we'll see you guys.
Put that thumbs up.
And we'll see you guys next time. Thank you.
I hope you guys enjoyed that video. I think the independent scene is the biggest wrestling scene out here. Right now, there's so many talented people and there's so much talent to find. It is my job to help you guys find new, exciting, independent wrestlers who will one day be the future of today. Thank you everyone for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share. And don't forget to support me in any way. If you want to support me, all my information is in the bio below. We got some big plans coming along. I know I've been saying this for a long time, but wow, we got some big things coming along. We are going to have so many awesome surprises. Just wait. Please subscribe. Please tell your friends. I want to give you guys wrestling from one perspective, and that's the wrestler's perspective. Thank you. You guys are awesome. I'll see you guys next time.